going to do is everybody has come up to me before, and by everybody I mean nobody, and they go, John, and my name's not John. How do I beat this clique? How do we beat that? And I think we need to have a series where we just talk openly and tell our secrets we don't tell our parents about how we try to beat these certain builds. Granted, we're not professionals. This is all off what we've learned, all of what we've seen, all of what we've read, things like that, and also just kicking around ideas that maybe will help you in the future. So I think I'm going to try to get a group together with me every time. If it's the same guys, I don't give a shit. If it's other people, I don't care. All I know is HeroClix has been getting me a lot of traffic lately on this page, and I feel like I need to give you guys more stuff than me just sitting in my house breaking down why I think, this clique is better than that. So with that being said, I figure we're going to start with Vulture, and that's Vulture Prime. Right now, if I had hella good footage and stuff, I have a little breakdown of Vulture Prime, and maybe I'll throw some stuff up, but it would break down that it's the Russian Vulture, it's not it's not Tombs, it's a different Vulture, but the Prime, I'm going to go for paraphrase it, I guess, that basically he has if he KOs someone, he gets to attack. Oh, and I have Paul with me, and I have Dave with me. If he KOs someone, he gets to attack again for free, correct? And then he has charge, and then he gets on his white box later, charge again, but it's with flurry, I believe? No, it doesn't have flurry.
No.
He starts with sidestep that can be sidestepped twice, and he goes to sidestep and then earthbound neutralize.
Yeah, he potentially can sidestep twice.
So,
charge.
Basically, this is why I'm starting with Vulture A. He was just shitting on people for a long time.
Sorry.
Now I think people are kind of finally figuring out ways around him, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get around him. There's ideas. He did win Worlds. He was in the Worlds team, and I would like to say that I think he was the main reason for the win, right? Because a lot of people go, oh, you got to put Star Fox on that team, you got to put this on that team, and I feel like that team was basically like Vulture, pretty much.
I mean, at the very least,
flexing.
At the very least, it forced people to respond to the Vulture.
Right.
And then,
so here's my first question. I don't know if you guys have seen it. A lot of us look at the videos and we watch. I was gonna say we watch pictures. We look at the pictures of the setups and all that. Has anyone seen the whole shredder mechanic where you pull them all the way across, where they move tiny shredder within their first turn, all the way across the map, basically? Do they do that with Vulture? Because I haven't played against Vulture. You've ran a Vulture, so you would know.
Usually it's just TK with Oz, and then he's able to get there.
What's Vulture's keywords?
What's that?
Oh, he has Maga.
Yeah, he has Maga.
He has shit ones. Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't have.
He doesn't have very good keywords.
So you basically, it's it's fairly to say a normal meta team when they just throw a bunch of random stuff to make stuff good. So yes, Mr. Oz is one of them.
Right. So you'll see some random things on Vulture teams, just people that won barrier that'll play some random
Mr. Oz, Star Fox, because you want the perplexing. Who else will do that? They do sometimes. What's his name? Big Tony. Sometimes I think.
Yeah, Big Tony, Ross, Harley Quinn. Colin was what I was using. I was using Al Jordan. I'm not sure that's meta. I think that's just because I didn't have a Star Fox. But I really liked Al Jordan.
Al Jordan's good.
I'm not sure that's the popular
Star Fox.
Use, though.
The problem with Star Fox is he's pretty easy to kill. But you have to plan around him as well.
But you have to get to your turn to kill him.
Well, you have first turn immunity, so that's the first thing. So, number one thing that I would bring to the table for people, and you guys can bring in what you guys think. I think we actually were texting about it last night. Is if you're building, and this is what I'm going to go do first is teams that you can build and play against everybody, and it will just help you water playing against Vulture. Is Mr. Terrific LE, just because it changes through the lock.
The rules
of one lock, basically. So I think Mr. Terrific is one of the great answers if you're worried about going against Vulture and going after Vulture.
But I mean, even then, top dial on Vulture, you're looking at, even if you change it to a rule of 1, it's going to be a 12 attack, 4 damage.
They're doing.
But I still feel like
you're getting Ock Arms.
I still don't feel like you're going to end up killing people that easy.
Well, so what you have to do is then put the other people on your team not able to be one-shotted by that.
So I think the
So
biggest.
you have to like terrific in the corner and then some like tentpoles.
I'll first line up the powers that Vulture fears. So shape change, super senses,
Well,
barrier indoor. We talked about this barrier indoor, and I think plasticity does nothing to him.
actually, yeah, because canister is rotating.
Canister is
Because
rotating.
they were ignoring the shape change with the canister.
Yeah, the best they could do now is bring out the spider buggy, I guess. I don't know, but shape change, super senses. I feel barrier indoor, and then there was one more power I was thinking of that would actually kind of halt him a little bit. I mean, of course, invincible will kind of hurt him a little bit, but I mean, because you're getting max damage at 3, but your whole team's not going to be invincible. There is a possibility your whole team could be super sensitive. Let's be real. So these are like I think the general powers that can mess him up. Because again, if he misses it, he's kind of done, and that's it. It's kind of like the Hawkeye shooting over and over. Once they miss, that's it. So basically, you want to look at pieces that kind of have things around that. And then that's like what you're saying is, any game, I think you have to position your characters in a way where you do worry about this. And again, you do get first turn immunity, so I don't know how well that's going to go, how far that's going to go. But I think Mr. Terrific is one of the pieces that you could use as an answer. It will help, like you said, it is still coming in with a lot, but you would have to have something else. But again, you have to think about that you might play Unimind that day, you might play whatever else that day. There's quite a bit that you have to worry about. But I'm trying to go in with the lower endpoint people that people can afford and not go, oh, just bring in like Ultra Chase Thanos and you'll be fine. And I don't think you'll be fine then. But I also believe Trader is up there, because if you could somehow get Trader around there, you take off the Doc Ock arms. That is a pretty big thing. Depends what you're starting with on Trader or what you're putting on Trader to give him instead, because you both have to swap it, right?
Yeah.
But getting that flurry off him is really very helpful. And even like someone like the Collector, who is a little bit more points, I would feel on a meta team. Just the fact, or even like I think Earth X teams are great. I like the Captain America that takes off equipment off of when they hit them, they take their weapon or whatever. But to go with that, this one's more of not like you would build solely around the Iron Man with his map, because that map would just be really tough for Vulture to move around. It is indoor. He can still move, but it's just you're following more lines and walls. Problem is, one of the biggest hiccups with Vulture is he doesn't get locked up with characters. So if he could, Pog's popping out, you just be locking up and fighting him. So the thing you gotta hope is that maybe Pogs can fight him at one point, but before he gets there. But then Tony is able to make a barrier in that little 4 hallway door, where I don't know how Vulture would get in. He'd maybe have to have someone break it for him to get in, and then you're gonna get Tony on a stop click, which is pretty nasty and gross as well. So I think Earth X is a really good way against him. Not to mention, if you want to run Earth X, if you want to run Daredevil that doesn't die, and then that Earth X LE cap, that cap strips away his weapon if he hits him. But again, it's a lot of planning and all that. I also think if you're running Cosmic stuff, I don't know if they have Cosmic, but I think the Outriders, if people are running Thanos things and stuff like that, Outriders, if you make them like kind of a wall for you, they're only 30 points. I think 35. You want to run 2, 3, I don't know. But a way where they get locked and stuck with him. So when he charges, hopefully that you can block it in a way where they don't get to you. But if they get them, they got super senses, they have shape change. 2 different ways to get out of it.
But for movement, he ignores characters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There had to be a way where, like, I have to have like blocking right here, an Outrider right here, me back here, but he can't land on anything because it's all about positioning on that point. But I like them a lot against the Vulture because they have 2 chances to get out of it, and not to mention while they're adjacent, no one else could be perplexed, probed, or outwitted, or anything like that. I think they're like super, like shape change super senses. I think are super key because I'm not too sure how people are doing it. Again, like the way they're carrying the mana and stuff, are they able to, once they drop him off, you're still in pre-movement, right? So they can't set up outwits and all that, right? He just kind of goes.
It depends on the Vulture build. I mean, there's just tons of builds out there. Mine would be able to somewhat do that.
So what did you do then?
Well, I mean, Al Jordan just has a long reach, and he can turn giant, so he can see over quite a lot. A lot of people are running the winning team was running Unseen, and Unseen can move and see most of the board, and then outwit.
People were trying to tell me Unseen was bad for the longest time, and I think it's because people see a 60-pointer not doing damage. That's what they see.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, because when it does come down to you with the Unseen at the end, it's game over. Yes, I agree. But if you play him correctly and you protect him best way you can, he's most likely not going to die.
Yeah.
You're going to always make stealth. He's always going to be in stealth. People that have hindering, you got a super senses for, what is it?
Yeah.
436, right?
So it's hard to say what is on a Vulture team because there's just been 13 versions of Vulture that I've seen that have done well, you know. So does it have an Unseen on it? Does it have an Oz on it? Does it? The actual core to Vulture is just Vulture, arms, and lots of perplexes, and hopefully a TK.
Right. And I mean, you're gonna need. But see, that's the thing is once they lose Vulture, is the game over for them.
I won quite a few of my games when Vulture was taken out.
And then what'd you rely on after that?
I was using El Jordan so in order to get him out, they had to go like right up to my starting area, and I had so I had Surtur to retaliate, who can just one-shot people, and you still have all your perplexes, and you've only messed out on a 50-point piece. So now it's just like El Jordan, Surtur, whoever else, whatever Collins you have.
Kind of turn El Jordan into a secondary hitter.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I think people don't realize that no matter what people say, I think people always make a temple team. They always have a piece that either is doing the most damage, regardless if they plan to or not. There is one overall, but then I think it's best to always have a second hitter as well.
Because we're not in a tentpole meta.
Well, I think even if you are, like, that's a temple meta. It's all on Vulture, but to be real, it's not a temple meta.
Because it's just 50 points.
Because it goes not temple, because you can do a secondary.
But it's mainly,
temple team.
But all of the mechanics that he put together on his team are to make Vulture the best that he can be.
It's a combo team.
Yes, but then you lose Vulture, you're still turning another piece into a threat.
Right. And the guy who won World, Patrick, was using Hawkeye as that secondary threat.
See, and that blows my mind too, because Hawkeye is very, very weak, I should say. He's very easy to get rid of. But, great piece. But if that's why, thank God, WizKids hasn't gave us anything to give us defenses again. Because that's where we would see nastiness. Because so many of these pieces were like, man, if they only had this or better defense or whatever. That's why Shape Change is the best we can get. And to be honest, like I said, Hawkeye's really, really good. But like I said, once he's done doing his thing, hopefully he hits everybody. But once he's done, it's basically that person, you just one-shot him. And nowadays we play Retaliator, so Retaliator will come in and just kill him. But I know, and I've seen people before, they'll bait you, and they know you're going to kill them. And they plan that, because then they plan their next move like that.
Yeah.
That's why most of the times I just leave them there, and they're like, oh, I thought you were going to kill my Hawkeye. I'm like, it's kind of obvious that you're right in front of me, and you're setting me up for your retaliation. So it's kind of one of those things. Now, if you figure what's the worst case scenario for Vulture to hit a Colossal? Like, what Colossal would be
to hit the Colossal?
Like, if he punched it, what's the worst case scenario that's like, you shouldn't have hit him? Because I feel like he's okay on all of them.
Take a Mystics.
Yeah. I can't think of.
And then get retaliated by the other Colossal.
I can't really think of anything because you're
that's why I feel like
pretty much going to take out. If you're in the back line taking out their Colossals, you kind of already won.
Yeah, because
that's what it feels like. It feels like your combo's gone off.
Because even getting hit by another Retaliator isn't really that big of a threat because you're still going to Giant Reach to charge Flurry after you kill the first one.
I mean, possibly with your speed perplexed up as well to be able to get over there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So really, I think realistically, the worst you're getting is Mystic's damage.
Yeah, because most of them don't have a factor where it's like, as soon as you hit them, that something else happens or something like that. They're all just afterwards, of course. But that's what I'm trying to think of. If you have a Retaliator, I mean, they'll help afterwards, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But once
So
they're
they have
hit,
to survive.
Yeah.
But see, once they get there, they're just going to try to hit everything possible. Mm-hmm. So it almost feels like you need to almost break up in a way. But at the same time, he's got what charge with it, right?
Yeah.
So he can basically make it.
Yeah, like ideally, if I'm the Vulture player, I'm targeting. If I'm over there and hitting a Colossal, I'm targeting every Colossal first. That way, I don't get retaliated on.
And there's not too many Mystic Retaliators. That
No, there's like
could ping him. But once you ping him
2.
off that second Dow, he's not as good, right? He still has that trade.
So he goes from 11 to a 10 attack, but that trade that's just a traded charge.
Yeah.
You need out with that. You can't hit him off of it. He'll eventually go down to a 2 damage.
Yeah, that's on third click.
But he's actually got a pretty deep
Or he
tile
actually-
for a 50
yeah.
character.
I mean, it's a prime, so I guess they're going to do a little bit deeper than normal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like because the trait actually doesn't give him charge. It's the white box he has that gives him charge.
No, that's the trait.
No.
Oh.
But the trait, when he KOs something,
right.
lets him use charge.
So, like, if a Medusa got all the way, hit him for 3, he wouldn't have be able to charge the first
But
time.
he could just go, I'm just going to flurry.
I'm going to sidestep, flurry, and then I get it.
Then I get my charges.
Right. I see what you're saying.
And then the charge and sidestep.
Which is a potential 4-square sidestep.
Yeah.
And blocking doesn't matter with him, or moving through hindering because he's flying. So that's why I think they're...
blocking indoor will matter.
Indoor blocking will matter.
Well, that's what we also went to as well. I think we're talking about maps.
Yeah,
are a
maps.
huge thing. So I think, again, I'm going to stick with EarthX a lot. I think EarthX map is a little confusing,
Mm-hmm.
a bit nuts, especially if you have barrier. Indoor, you can't do outdoor. Nowadays, more and more, I've been seeing people that competitively, it seems like more people like indoor if they're not running retaliators. And lately, I swear to you guys, I don't want to run retaliators or weapons at all anymore because it's just too predictable. And like, Trader was on quite a bit.
Elders of the Universe is the thing.
Trader, well, I might run like a decent weapon, but nothing where I'm like, if I lose a gauntlet off someone or a cube off someone, that's huge. If I lose like my soul gem, it's a bummer, but it won't change the game too much for me. But like I was telling Declan, who I was helping practicing the other day, like I'm at the point where I'm almost don't want to rely on it because of the fact of not so much of the elders, but the fact of Trader just takes your weapon, within 3 or whatever like that. And I would assume it's an easy task. And I believe in the top 8, there might have been a Trader.
Yeah, there was at least one.
Yeah, but Collector can do the same thing.
But your brother just won the Open in Fresno with Trader, though. But Trader's 35 points. Collector, I believe, has to hit, right?
Yes,
no.
cap. So knock it off.
Well, unless it's not occupied. If you're holding it, then you have to incap. But he can just go up to an average object and just take it.
Yeah.
Within range or just?
Within range.
So can he literally first turn,
He
TK him out, then
Yeah.
you move him right there?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Superman God of Strength. If you're close enough, they can't pick it up.
He
or
can
whatever.
do that. That does put him in the firing range then. So, I mean, you might lose him.
You would have to, I don't know.
Somehow do that then barrier.
You'd have to have
that.
I don't know how quick you could use them, which you definitely can. You'd have to have them. I would put a Mangog maybe with them with some perplexers.
Yeah.
So they take them out. You literally are moving Mangog all the way over there. And on top of it, you're like only a few squares away from their starting area. And then on top of it, if you're hitting, you're doing 2 attacks.
But yes, you can do it.
Because the free action to equip the item is within range and line of fire, and he's got a 7 range.
Yeah.
So you're not putting him in the kill zone. You're putting him in
And does he take it
kill
off the
zone
board?
adjacent.
I haven't
So
played
you're-
Collector yet. Does it go off the board?
No, he gets it.
No,
He
he
just
equips
gets
it.
it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Oh.
Equip an unheld
I'm telling you,
Unequipped.
he's a huge part of the meta right now.
I had
he is big.
Declan built for his 300-point team collector on it, and the only problem was, again, it came with the whole secondary thing. As soon as he lost Ruin, because Ruin was actually really good, the problem is he's outwinnable.
Right.
But maybe if he tried the Cap Gauntlet on him instead, he was using the Iron Man Gauntlet. But that one was nuts, because everyone has Power Cosmic, so when he's hitting, he's healing twice, and it's gross. He had Unseen with him, he had Oz with him, so he was probbing like crazy, outwitting like crazy. It was really good.
Actually, Cap's Gauntlet would be better on him than Iron Man's, because he also has that healing thing.
Yeah.
But
so
if you
take a damage. Oops, I'll just hit next turn.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ways
But the Collector was on his team, that was his second line in defense, and it was kind of rough. And I told him, anytime you have a second line defense, I want them at least to have a 3, and Collector has that. He qualifies for me. Because you want to at least get over Invul to the point where you at least get 1 damage. I mean, it's I know, it's like kind of like, I'll take it, but you want to be able to get through. You don't want your secondary attackers to have 2 damage.
You don't want no damage. You'll at least take the chip damage.
Right. So with the Collector, I think it was a good move. Again, I never played him, but after reading him, I was like, okay. So far as that's pretty good to build around. And to be honest, like you guys said, Elders of the Universe isn't.
It's nothing to laugh at.
No, absolutely not.
No,
Astronomer's nothing to sleep on. Collector's nothing
Astronomer,
to sleep on.
Power Gem is ridiculous.
Trader's great. Power Gem's great. Reality's great.
It seems like
Reality sucks.
Reality's great. Stop being Eeyore.
it seems like to me, Elders is going to be one of the keys to beating a lot of meta, and it's definitely.
Well, I think it is meta.
I mean, here's the thing: we only can go as far as local and what we see people report. And as far as reporting, I haven't seen much report on it. We know what it does. Fuck, we see Voyager on every Pauper team.
Is it going full Elders theme team is meta? Maybe not.
Or it could be
but
many Elders.
You will see Elders in the toppings. At the very least with Trader.
Yeah, there's
Collectors.
Voyager is too good of a fucking carry for how cheap she is.
Oh yeah,
and
Voyager
a TK.
Amazing.
Like, people pay that much for a good carrier sometimes, and she has that TK that's just ridiculous.
I love that.
So
TK.
there's several Kobek teams that had Trader on it. There was a few Elder of the Universe teams that were doing well at Nationals.
I'm actually glad of the rotation with Kobek, because she lost so much shield support if you want to run a shield team. Because oh my god, having Coulson carry her and then carry Captain America Principal, was that one? Which one's that one?
That's the Earth X title cap.
Which one's the
Resilient?
Or Resilient is.
You're thinking Resilient.
Resilient is
the most recent one.
Resilient.
Yeah.
So you're carrying Resilient, carrying Samantha.
Samcap.
Like with Coulson.
Was she shield?
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All these, man, you drop them off, they just go in and go ham on people. And having Kobek right there is just gross. And Kobek by herself takes forever to kill.
It feels like too many points.
It's not.
Samcap?
It's not.
Samcap that?
It sounds like it.
Oh no, that's just it.
I've built it.
It's just it. Okay.
I've built it in
75, 70, 80, and 115.
And I was like, this could have been a really bad thing. Because, you're just carrying, and then...
But like, she's also, even though we are rotating out a bunch of shield support, there's still a lot of good shield.
No, there is still good shield. But most of the time, people right now are playing Kobek without the theme.
Yeah.
Or with Cosmic theme.
And see, the bummer with Cosmic
but she's also got...
is you don't got the props. Shields, I was going to get the props with, and that's what I cared about. Because then you don't have to worry about a probber on your team, really. But Coulson also has the ability to use...
Also gets style points, because Cosmic has just been done to death. It's all over the place. To be real,
man, I feel like I was a whore for Mystical forever, and I thought everyone played Mystical, and now it seems like, mainly... Because you have to remember Days of the World's Finest, though, Mystical was used a lot. The Witches, the Warlocks, what's his... I can't think of his name. He has the cat, Tikal. Witch Boy.
Clarion, the Witch Boy.
That dude was bananas. He was on a lot of meta teams, like, as a support, in a way.
Tikal took some shit out.
Tikal's retarded, dude. Tikal's a little cat you pop off and does blades. A cat's hitting you for 6 damage? It's no joke.
But, so just want to point out, Kobek has Hydra. You know who else has Hydra?
Aim Red.
The Aims.
Aim Red. Aim Blue.
But see, she doesn't need a lot of that. She just mind controls.
She doesn't need it, but I would love to do it.
Yeah,
Isn't Black Panther or Black Widow Prime? Isn't she a name?
She might.
I really wanted to be a thing. I haven't seen much of her.
I haven't seen much, but
She
I feel
just-
like
Oh yeah,
She's
she
so
does
good.
have aim. I do want her to be.
Though I guess
I
it's
want her
kind
to
of
come up
redundant.
because I pulled a second and
you can't use 2 primes.
I can't use 2 primes
and
because.
they're going for like $2.
And I'm
like,
so
"Why? They're
glad that
good."
you can't because think of this: Vulture Prime and Red Leader.
It's pretty gross.
Thank God primes can't be. You can't use more than 1 prime.
for your
Is
wacky
it-
old Prime format.
Does anyone use Red Leader with Vulture? Because that's a double perplex or 3
Well,
perplex.
but those 2 primes.
But they're primes. That's
Thank
why you
God.
can't.
Yeah, you
That's
can.
why I was saying.
I'm
it.
hella blowing my mind. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, thank God.
No, because I was like sitting there like building a team on HC Rome, so I'm like, oh, Vulture.
Why has no one
Oh!
thought of doing this yet?
Red Leader has an amazing perplex. Right.
Right.
That's why.
Yeah, that's just
Because
one
my
of
mind,
those-
like, I first hit that click, so my mind clicked where it's like, okay, who has great perplexes? And
Yeah.
naturally, your mind first goes to Red Leader. I'm like, oh my god. Oh yeah, he's a prime. That's why.
my thing is like, so I started thinking, okay, what out of the box stuff can I do that would just probably help me beat him? And this, I don't know if it'd work in a tournament against other people and stuff, but like the unplugged stuff, like the Shredder and Krang, you got killed them like 3 times. Would he possibly be able to get through everybody?
Well, no, but he has to KO someone. So isn't that effect instead of KOing?
I believe so.
So then it stops.
It
So
would
then it just
it
stops
would
us.
stop,
Yeah.
but if you're playing other things, he just KOs them, stacks up the charges.
Right. So you have to make it so your entire team is this
Well,
alternate
is-
way of doing
instead
it.
of.
Instead
Well,
of,
I remember a Great Escape guy had 2 Shredders, a Krang,
Mhm.
and I think a couple illusions as
okay.
like a you don't know if they're there or not or whatever. I forgot what they do. I forgot. But there was 3 of them there that I had to kill 6 times.
Okay. I don't know about those specifically, but like the Fast Forces turtles, like if you played those,
Yeah, they got the
those are
quarters.
instead of KOing.
Yeah,
So you never KO'd them.
they have the
you don't
they
get to
have the
think for it.
quarters on them.
Yeah.
But I think here's the
That's
thing:
cool.
is you're going to be playing theme, and you're just going to do. You need something with them. I would play theme, but you need something with them. I think the boomerangs could play with them, and the boomerangs are gross. So you need to be able to just attack, do damage, kill a couple people. Then it's just like what were you telling me about Unit Mine the other day? It's a stall game.
Yeah. That seems to be what
So
Unimine's good at.
you were just talking out of the box, kind of thinking. Fucking Enigma.
Yeah, no.
Phase
I was
through-
gonna make
Phase through Vulture,
and
he gets a mobile.
mobilize. Yeah. Yeah. And she's got a shape change.
What's her?
She's got a shape change and
Her
a
keyword?
super senses.
Aim, armor, Avengers, scientist.
Fucking great. I mean, you could have
65
that
points.
scientist. You could have a scientist team with what's his name? Terrific. You can have a great Avengers team.
Mhm.
There's a lot of stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get her into position, she's just like a call-in bot that just she's 65 points. She'd have 3 rollouts if she doesn't move, and she can just be a call-in bot.
I did not think
It's
of
funny
that.
you
so
mentioned
I'm
that. I was
looking-
actually thinking of that.
So I thought
Get them while 3 of them are in the charity bin that people threw away.
I think I put 2 of them in there.
dude, I saw someone went open a booster that got 2 of them in their booster. I'm like,
Right,
well,
yay!
And like
got
a
2
single
rares.
booster?
Yes. I'm like, well,
Oh.
you
The
got
good
2
news.
rares, but
But again, I mean,
I think
there's been tournaments where Vulture hasn't shown up at all, and you don't want to go too all in on
well,
stopping
that's
it.
why.
You want it to be
That's why, like I said, you
stuff.
want stuff that can. Again, me playing a Shredder team can actually just work against anybody.
So, what I want to try sometime, I just want to try this against a Vulture player. Just Weird World. You can't boost up your stats.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Just do Witch Queen LeFay and a bunch of Weird
It
World.
is-
Because I was thinking with the crystal guys, I was looking at that too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that might help. And then the one that has like, if you do this much,
Right.
you get 1 damage. This much, you get 2 damage.
And Witch Queen LeFay has always been like on the edge of meta. She's always been like right there, like almost
Dude, I was talking to
almost there. Almost, she's definitely competitive.
a while back when I was thinking about, I think, the last Open, I was talking to a good player, and I kind of threw an idea at him. And he was like, play two of them, both at 100, let them both bump each other up. And then I had, at that time, I think I had Nico on there, Pick a Power, and Tricentennial. So it was all mystical. But it seemed like it would work just because them alone, like, not letting you increase it. I mean, they can't, that's no close combat expert. That's
and they get 2 props to be able to
and then when you're attacking them, that's no combat reflexes, no EST.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's not just when they're attacking you, it's both. It goes both ways.
So, like, I mean, my team, I had a Harley Collin, that's 5 points. I had a Ross, that's 30 points, and 2 Big Tonys. So that's literally wasting all of those points. That's 65 points that I'm just, it's as if they didn't exist.
Yeah, it's better than, just the fact that it's passive on hitters, like 2 Witch Queen LaFaze, is better than tossing 1 LE Terrific. Because LE Terrific at least still lets them get 1 to each stat.
Yeah.
Whereas
it helps, but yeah.
Witch Queen is just, Word World is just, no.
No, you just don't
get it. Nothing.
So,
and you'll like it.
So, something that could just fit onto more teams is just an uncommon. Sheriff Steve, not Sheriff Strange, Sheriff Steve.
Sheriff
Steve can just...
Sounds like a guy that didn't quite make it to where he needed to in life. It's just, here comes Sheriff Steve. He's kind of like the mall sheriff that you just fuck with.
Oh, what happened to you, Captain
Like
America?
a big city cop that had a bad deal.
Yep.
And it's like, I need out of the city.
So you can
small town.
You can do your regular team, just have a Sheriff Steve standing there.
John Bon Jovi sings about.
And then...
Say it again, he does what?
So he makes it so you can't boost your attack values up against him or anyone adjacent to him. So it's kind of like the same thing of, same idea.
I assume it goes opposing?
What's that?
Or is it inning? Okay. So I'm like, because that would suck in Melee. Like if they base you and you're like, well, Sheriff Steve's here. He's kind of fucking me
Good
now.
old Sheriff Steve.
It's
just opposing.
It's just your opposing character attacking Sheriff Steve or anyone adjacent to him. And he's not bad on his own. He's got
I told you,
leadership.
I like their trait. Their trait's dope, but it's just
good.
They didn't make a lot of them really beefy enough to really... Like, I was really excited for Doc Ock, and then watching him play, I'm like, oh, he's not as good as I thought he was going to work out to be.
I got excited for the Doc Ock from there, and then from Battle World, I also got excited for Spider Island Hulk and Spider Iron.
Spider Island Hulk is not good as I thought either. I have him, he looks badass.
Iron Fist is good, solid,
but he's just, you got to get him in there. Once he's in there, you got to hope to God he doesn't die.
Just got to put him right in the middle of the shit.
Back to Krang. So the first 2 times Krangs would be KO'd. Instead, turn to click 6, then heal him 1 click for an opposing force. Has 1 or 2 characters on, otherwise heal him 2 clicks, and protect a pulse wave. So he's 130. And then Shredders are... That's an illusion.
Shredders
are only 80. What's that? The first 2 times, same thing. They're both. It's a trait called Game Boss, flashing red. So you have to kill them 3 times,
right?
And they get to heal on top of that. So it's kind of gross. So I think that's a build that would definitely mess with that. But on top of it, you could do okay with against other people. Just because the fact it's like a never die team is going to be very helpful against these situations.
Yeah.
So like Daredevil, Batman,
Challenger,
Batman that laughs, or Joker who laughs, Batman who laughs. Which it's a lot of points though. But again, those are the kind of pieces that Ironheart when it was around, haha Joker when it was around. A lot of these pieces that just waste people's time. Lockjaw's still around. Those are going to be the ones that really make people get pissy and waste their time.
Challenger would that'd be hard.
Challenger is interesting. Dave was playing it, and I was just blown away the fact that you just heal by getting next to your things or whatever.
It's like within 6, I think.
So I'm like, if you set that up, I don't know his points.
You don't heal, you just don't take damage by sacrificing one of them.
That's right. So I don't know. Like I think people are saying that he's on the cusp of he can be meta. But
It's
who knows?
175, and it's not protected pulse wave. So
Yeah, 175 is a lot though. No lower,
175 not protected pulse wave. So I mean,
no lower dial.
what's that?
No lower dial.
I
There's
don't.
a stop click.
So
don't
he
think
so
he
175
does.
and that's it.
Yeah, I think.
And
he's
and
just-
so if you're outside, if your token thing's outside the pulse wave range, can you use it?
no, because the effect is coming from Challenger,
Right.
so it'll shut down the effect from Challenger.
And I think the last person I was thinking of that is just straight fuckery.
Yeah, Challenger is just 1.
Is if right now people are doing a lot of Avengers teams, and I don't.
Avengers.
Yeah, but they're doing like
Medusa, Voyager, the classic Avengers.
Yeah.
Aim Red.
Giant Girl and stuff
the
like that.
OGs.
Yeah.
I think what would be a pain for them to get in a score off with is she's a bit much in points, but I love her to death. It's Wasp from Infinity.
Oh yeah, the one that.
So if you make a shape change, it gives 1 penetrating damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then on top of it, whenever she perplexes any of her stats,
And she's actually an out of the box one I was thinking on Vulture.
that's what I'm saying. All the Avengers get hit too. So you want to bump up your defense, everyone's going to get bumped up defense. He comes by. If he happens to go after her, which I doubt. Most people that play against her will avoid her like the fucking plague.
Right.
Everyone I know will try to not play against her.
Mhm.
But you kind of want to force them to have to fight her. I don't know how you do it with a character that ignores it. Because like if you ignore other characters, there's nothing that stops that.
You do your Iron Man thing, and you barricade everyone else inside, and you send her
That's
out.
also been a thing.
And you make her the only viable target for him.
That's also been a thing. Is but they probably won't take the swing. The gamble's so not worth it.
But if they don't have another viable target,
Yeah, that's also a thing I've heard. Choose burying him and doing knockback on him. I've heard like some little it's weird. I feel like it's Home Alone, like they're making traps for him basically, and it's like ways to like you bury him in, and then you're gonna try to like hit him and knock him back against the wall or whatever, and then hopefully with your damage and then knocking him back and all that crap, you're gonna do enough to just basically make him like unusable.
How do you do knockback against him when he has charge?
That's true. Outwitted.
Well, if you outwit his charge, I mean that's the first thing we said in this
yeah, and
video.
then you just go, okay, your charge is outwitted.
Yeah.
And
It feels like if you're able to outwit the charge on Vulture, you've already done your job and you just killed the support.
I feel like if you're able to outwit him, he's already got there.
Yeah,
That's my problem.
right.
And
Except for like Unseen can do that from like stupid range.
true.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just trying to figure out how far people normally get with him across, how fast.
How
'Cause, like,
fast? I mean, I was going from starting area to starting area basically.
Yeah, because that's kind of what people did with Shredder, Mini Shredder.
Yeah.
TK out, sidestep, roll, get the sidestep.
But does that make him more vulnerable? But you're just like, fuck it, because you're going to try to kill everybody as fast as you can.
Yeah, it's a leap of faith. You're just sending the.
That's
Vulture
why you're
out.
hoping, like I said, that's why
to
you're
the
hoping that
entire
people have to
team.
attack these hiccups, like the Outsiders, or they have to attack your Wasp, or they have to attack while they're killing people.
Mhm.
You're losing points and all that, but there might be something that eventually stops him. But like I said, the Shredders, he would have to stop, because Krang and 2 Shredders I know were playing against me. All 3 of those won't die. If you we'll go to him to hit, go to him to hit. I don't think. Well, I guess you can go
Ooh.
back around.
Speaking of the don't die thing, we do have the main man now, Lobo. That
Yeah.
stupid stock click he has.
Well, that's like the whole Daredevil thing. That's why I said Earth X for me is.
Like,
I think he's a great team. I love playing
But
on that map.
the thing is,
Uh,
Daredevil is just, each time he rolls a 6, whether he hits or not, you remove one of those tokens.
right.
Lobo, he has to roll a 7 and hit on that last click.
I thought Daredevil was a 6 has to pop up on your
On your die.
die.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Which then can be rerolled.
Right. The attacks against him can't be rerolled, but if you roll a 6 on it, then for each 6 you remove 1.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit.
Right.
Like if you need a 9 and you roll a 7, but
That's,
It's a 6 and a 1.
That's why Trelane is so much of value, is because anything that takes out stuff. 'cause-
Trelane, and if you don't have the
But to me-
Trelane, I like the idea of the Colossal Dormammu because he just throws dice. Because he's that, but that's you're specifically going after Don't Die Daredevil. because he just does
No
3d6.
one plays that.
I know, because it's too targeted.
That what's it called? That
Dormammu.
Dormammu. I would expect more, but he's I think the most costly
I haven't seen much Daredevil
He's
either.
retaliator.
He's like 35.
I haven't seen
think.
much Daredevil recently either.
To be honest,
Retaliator.
again, I'd keep playing Earth X. I just don't want to keep playing the same thing. I've
Sure.
had pretty good success with it, and if anything, I have fun playing with it. It's great.
Daredevil's a beast. I'm not.
Well, it's not
saying
just it's not just that. It's just again using that. But here's my thing. I hate using everything from a new set because it's all synergy. But you're like
Yeah.
nothing's like fancy about it. You know, the only thing that was cool is me playing the old LE cap with it. But honestly, like Iron Man just chilling in the back, using your pogs like crazy if you won the map, which normally I did.
Right.
But what it is like when they're retaliating, what are they going to do? Hit your pog,
Right.
okay? And then if they do, you try to position it because it's such small quarters where they can't set their thing down, their colossal down. So if you make it where they can't set it, they can't retaliate. It's tough, but that definitely will help, and so will the everyone's fucking mini shredder favorite caverns. Also, is a way that it's hard to make it where they can't retaliate unless.
Caverns just good.
Well, I mean, I guess no, because whales in them can't land on blocking, right? They have to land next to it to break it. So just like any other colossal, it has to be open terrain.
Yeah.
No blocking, basically. I mean,
Sounds right.
because that's why there's ways to like block it, but I know indoors especially you can't. Outdoors might be different, but indoors I know you can't. So that's why like I would totally still, and that Daredevil dude, people can't stand it. It's what I thought when I first played the Daredevil was he was gonna be my 60-point Colin.
Colin bot.
But to be real, putting the Venom harness on him, he's just
He's a
monster.
he's a better secondary hitter.
He just needs to go and hit, and I wait until you kill enough of my tokens till Tony gets on the Colossal, and I lose token after token or whatever. If I never actually got him to the Colossal that much, but once you get him to that point, that's when it's like, okay, it's go time, because then he can actually move around, because he has 0 movement, and through that range pulse wave and stuff just grows. But yeah, I would do more of that team. It's just a lot. And again, I kind of just get bored because it's like, you can't do many changes to it. It's just Earth X. Because unless we get more Earth X, you're not going to change it. Because you want to have a theme and you want to be able to get the map. But yeah, I mean, other than that.
He has other keywords. He has a lot. Daredevil has a lot of other keywords. He has
I
mystical.
think he just has mystical, yeah.
Celebrity.
Is he a celebrity? That's right.
Don't sleep on celebrity.
I will. I will.
Do not sleep with celebrity. On celebrity.
I feel like celebrity
Tell me what to do.
has been so hit and miss though, dude.
What else am I gonna put on my Instagram?
You know that a lot of the WWE wrestlers are going to be celebrity, right?
I don't even know how those are going to work, but
Oh, yeah.
I am interested. I can't. I'm kind of excited. For
they pushed it back to October. So,
It's going to be giant girls. I don't know. Anyways,
so anyone's else input on how to destroy this vulture?
I mean, I think Outwit with Unseen was the thing
And
that most
and
Unseen's easy to fit onto teams,
and that's the great thing is Unseen can be on many teams, and he's not a bad choice.
right.
People have told me over and over and over that it wasn't good. I loved him to death. As soon as he came out,
Mm-hmm.
I pulled 2, and I'm like, I'm keeping both. Why? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever use 2 of them, but I just love him.
Yeah, I
Good.
thought about when I pulled my
It's a nice-
second one, keeping it, but John had a colossal I wanted, and it was
But he's just he fucks up the colossals.
Mm-hmm.
He got that prob and outwit from forever, and he's basically your key in beating that because you can. I mean, because they're not. I mean, like you said, if you could go, so you're going all the way across.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Once you get there, are
Sometimes
you able to attack once you're there?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it would be a turn of setting up of sidestepping, depending on what was going on. But sometimes it was like one turn just sidestepping. So he like equips and then sidesteps, and then the next turn he's just ready to go.
So at that point, you get Unseen way over here, outwit it, and you kind of say, "Fuck it, come at me as Unseen," because again, I'm pretty arrogant with that Unseen because he's pretty hard to fucking hit. I think he has shape change too, right?
No, super senses, but he succeeds on 4, 5, 6.
You're right. It can't be shape change because that'd be too good. Because I'm thinking Nick Fury because he's basically Nick Fury, with the balls, the eyeballs.
However, if you put them on a Wakanda map, you're rolling twice for that shape change.
That's true. And I think...
And that's something I was going to mention, is the Wakanda map is just basically giving you an extra rollout.
And that's a big... So I think the big things to remember is Unseen is probably one of the best clicks to have against it. The other thing is map choice is going to be another thing, because we know that Vulture is not going to be on a theme team.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on a theme team. So if you're going by theme team, that is the way to somehow get an advantage against him, is getting that theme, and hopefully you get a good theme, so you have theme props, you got a theme team, non-generic. But I mean, that's the answer right there, because you can pick, whatever you think is obstacles. There are some new ones. I have the X-Men one from Genesis. I haven't really took a good look at it. I don't want to get myself into that when I'm not even there yet, because then I'll be preparing my mind. But yes, that map is crazy good, and you can definitely get it. And I today was building an animal team with that in mind. 300 to practice with Declan. I just can't find Cosmo.
So to some extent, the seals on a what is that map? Iceberg Lounge will at least get in the way.
The penguins?
Yeah, the penguins or the seals, whichever one you choose.
Oh, there's seals on there too? I haven't played that.
You get either
Is that
penguin,
the
a
one on the
seal.
other side of Hacienda?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never played it either, because I always go Hacienda.
Sure, but you can take the seals. You can just stand over. I don't think they can pick it up, because I don't think they have super strength.
Someone, I believe, said that the penguins can go out there and grab your object.
Oh wait, yes. So, someone does have super strength. But anyways, you
Why
can either
the fuck
stand.
The penguins have super strength though.
I don't know. Someone has super strength there.
You don't know them. You don't know their lives.
It's just like suck.
Anyways, either way, they can just stand in front of the object and
Be a gym rat.
mess with it, which means you then have to kill them off.
But how can they do that to a Vulture? He ignores characters.
But he's not the one TKing.
I see what you're saying.
It's stopping
The TK.
stopping the TK from coming to the Vulture.
You're basically stalling him to get the weapon.
It's just, it's not a permanent solution.
No,
It's
no.
just stalling for a little bit of time.
And to be honest, all you need is to stall that.
But
that team
Vulture's a 2-turn combo, so stalling 1 turn is or putting anything up. Like they could hit their shape changers. Or not
Also,
shape
if
changers,
you
super
go
senses.
first turn with Collector, you can perplex up his range.
Yep.
And that'll give you a 10 range
Mhm.
to use his free. I want your Doc Ock arms.
And if
So-
it's unequipped, does it just go on back? Like,
He just gets it.
He just now has a Doc Ock arms.
that's why weapons are going to be scary. Trader, Collector.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm scared of playing Power Cosmic with Kobik.
Yeah, now I'm actually kind of regretting
That's
trading
awesome.
Declan my other Collector. The more we
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about it.
Collector's good.
Yeah.
Collector's good. So other ways, I want to see how the Black Panther chase does against it. Just the defense is just so high, and Queen Shuri can boost it up.
And now,
plus
I don't
2.
know when it's legal, but now Storm is an LE prize this month. And Wakanda can actually be mobile now, because she carries Wakanda.
But they have Battle Fury. You can't be carried when you have Battle Fury.
Who all has Battle Fury?
The Chase Panther.
Oh, the BC Panther?
Yeah.
Does he have it starting?
Yeah, he starts with Battle Fury. I mean, that's part of what makes him good, is that he can get through
Ignore
shape
shape change.
change and super senses. So I would
And
put her.
Can't
I
be
would-
mind controlled.
Yeah.
That's the lackluster thing I feel with Wakanda, is you're literally going move, and you're taking forever to get to where you need to go.
Now, I haven't seen the Storm. I don't know if she has anything like, because there's the there's
a
what's it,
Guardian.
like Pip had that can carry mind or Battle Fury people.
And there's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
old
could
Mantis Guardian that can mind control people even with Battle Fury for
Yeah,
friendlies, because it's supposed to
So
help.
there's the
Control.
Jessica Cruz can turn off someone's Battle Fury.
hmm
But as far as I know, I don't.
But
think
you
there's
can't make
any
her
way to do
Wakanda.
that. No.
God willing, one day we
Cruz
all
is
could be
not-
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda flag
forever.
flying behind me. All right, that's it. We kind of went over as much as we can, and hopefully you guys can digest it, and we can help you beat these pain in the asses. Again, it's no guarantees, but these are the gambles, and that's rolling the dice, and that's how the game goes. So anyways, that's it for now. Don't want to talk forever because we'll keep on talking. Dave, don't flash them.
I do have more ideas.
Don't tell
but-
me how to live my life.
Paul was talking about he has more ideas, and I was like, oh, keep your secrets. I'm thinking of that meme of Frodo.
No, it's more of we could go on forever.
Oh, I
is the
know.
thing. Do you stop?